Just seeing him show up. We all have some things we have to work on. He's got some things he needs to work on, but he's also taking advantage of some key opportunities and big time moments. And so we just want to continue to build.
Got that back shoulder to Johnny early in practice. Looked like it really clicked. Do you see him using his body more? Obviously, at his size, do you see him doing that better?
I think for Johnny, it's not hard for him to use his body. It's more so, just finishing and continue to take advantage of those good position plays where he's in position to make a play. And so as a quarterback, I want to help him out and put him in those positions and obviously on their end, finishing.
Can you talk about how your chemistry has improved over the last year with Jahan Dotson?
Yeah. I think we'll continue to build and continue to work through things. He came in a unique situation, given right before the season, and so I've never thrown to him, and so I think he's become more suited and secure in his role, fitted in his role, I guess. Just learning and having those conversations, and even the time we spent in the off season, I think that was very valuable time, and just the ongoing conversations as we continue to build our offense and kind of find our identity as an offense. I think he's a key part of that.
Jalen, you've been part of these joint practices through your 5 years or so here. What do you like about going against?
Say that again?
You've been part of these joint
Yeah.
practices before through your time here. What do you like about them? What do you learn from them?
Yeah, you learn a lot. You learn a lot about where you are, and then you learn about where you have opportunity to go. And I think today was very competitive. I've always enjoyed every joint practice just from that state. And then we got a lot of guys not practicing as well, and so being able to put guys in different situations and just build and learn. And when you go into a joint practice, I've noticed and over time, there's sometimes where you're game planning. There's sometimes where you're aware, and there's sometimes that you're not game planning for the practice. You kind of just go out there and try to play ball. And so Coach Schwartz, Coach Stefanski, and the Browns are always a great team to compete against. They got a great talent.
Where do you think you are?
Say that again?
Where do you think you are based off today's practice?
Yeah, I think I'm continuing to evolve and grow. I think it's going and having those conversations with Coach KP and continue to build about where we want to be and how we want to do things, and continue to learn from the good, the bad, and be my biggest critic like I've always been.
Losing Landon Dickerson.
What's the size of the lease wasn't it's not too serious. How much is he needing you on that line?
Well, I think for Landon, nothing's ever too serious. He's one that's always playing through something and has a great competitive spirit, has an edge to overcome some of those nicks that come up. And so always good to hear that he's in a good place. And, as far as everyone stepping in to fill that role in the meantime, got a lot of confidence in them, got a lot of confidence in Brett, got a lot of confidence in Tyler Steen and Pryor as well.
If I could follow.
Russell Wilson was kind of monumental. Just in your formative years, you kind of looked at him from afar. At this point in your career, you're probably becoming one of those players who the younger guys are kind of looking at from afar, modeling their game after, kind of look up to. How much do you feel is obligated, I guess, to kind of be a soundboard or, be an ear for some of these young guys like Shador when they come into the league now?
Well, there's a sense of obligation to be yourself, and that's who I am to, be honest and genuine and expressing how I got to where I am today. It wasn't an easy journey. It's not going to continue. I mean, it's always going to present its own challenges, but continue to be who I am, continue to carry myself in a humble way, and always putting the work first. So I know, and I'm aware of that. I know that's a torch that I hold, and it's something I respect and embrace and accept for what it is. At the same time, I always put my focus on always being the best I can be, and hopefully my actions can speak louder than anything that I can say.
What's it like kind of working in a new guy like Brett Toth? I noticed like Darian Kennard has also gotten snaps. I mean, is that much of an adjustment for you? Is it, what are you kind of noticing, especially out there today?
It's an adjustment, but I think again when you're game plan, I don't necessarily think we were in a game plan mode today, and that was a first. But when you're considering all things, you're just kind of going out there and playing. You're seeing what happens, and so you get a different flow when guys are out there, obviously, and that's from a quarterback perspective, and that's from KP's perspective as well. And so you take it all into consideration.
As a follow-up to Jason's question, it appeared you were talking to Shore for a while out there. Is that something you sought out? Is that something he sought out? And what wisdom did you impart?
Yeah, I keep the conversation intimate. We had a very lengthy conversation. He came to me and just wanted to talk, and I'm always there, as said earlier, of giving my perspective on what I see and how I've gone about things, and ultimately it takes a great deal of patience and hard work and a sense of resilience. You gotta want it. You gotta want it, and so I'm supporting him from where I am and wishing him nothing but the best with his opportunities.
KP had said that he would like.
Practice. How different is that from a game, and how was you able to make that process?
It's a big difference. It's a big difference, I think, considering that's not what we did this go around. And just the mentality coming in, just going out there and playing and letting it all come to us. And I think when we look back on it, there'll be some things that we want to improve on and talk about. And I think there'll be some things that we say, man, we're in a good spot in this. And so that's what training camp is for. It's about going out there as a play caller, going out there as a quarterback and as a unit, and being curious, playing the game curiously, and taking those chances and doing what you want to do, so you can see where you are and what you can do. And so I've built a ton of confidence in KP. I've built a ton of confidence, and seeing Johnny do what he did in the last week's game and seeing him make those plays now again, that's just very encouraging. And so just continue to build, and then once we become more intentional about, all right, let's seize this and let's attack this and let's do that, then you're kind of in a different space.
So KP this morning had said he wanted to set it up as much as a game-like situation as possible. Obviously, you're not game planning, but
Yeah.
in game. So that communication aspect, how is that working? Just that whole operation.
Oh, what he's speaking towards is more so, third down, second down, first down, first down, second down, third down, going in sequence and driving the ball down the field and kind of replicating some of that. We had some very lengthy drives, and I think that was all really good for us. And so it's a great learning experience. I think he's doing a great job.
So more of experience so far. What do you enjoy about Scott Leffler's coaching style?
Yeah, man, Scott is a wise, experienced, and passionate coach. It's something I value a lot, and I think I've learned so much. I think fundamentally, even in some regards, my overall, I'm not temperament, but my, I guess my approach. I think he's had a great influence on that in such a short time, and just the details from a fundamental standpoint of where to set my eyes and how to approach certain things, how to attack it, aligning different things from the quarterback position. I think he's allotted me some new perspective that I'll take in and carry throughout this year and hopefully throughout my career. And so I know he's been around the best of them. He's got a lot of great stories, and I value that wisdom. I know he's coached as a head coach, and he's been a quarterback coach, and he's been an offensive coordinator, so he kind of knows it all. And I know for Scott, he's very excited about his opportunity just to enhance my game. That's one thing he says all the time, and I think we're aligned from the standpoint of just trying to win more championships. So something I appreciate.
Winning a Super Bowl makes you more confident.
Yeah, yeah. When you get a promotion, do you think you're more confident? When you get a promotion? Have you ever been promoted? Yeah, well, it's, you chase a dream, and, everybody's dream is to do that. And so once you know that you can, it brings a sense of assurance that you can, And I've said before, it's not a, it's a great question. You got me talking, but it's a matter of, if I've done it before, why couldn't I do it again? And so It's about knowing where you are as a team, being able to put all those things together to find a way to bring the best out of what the moment demands. And so that's where I am as a quarterback. There is definitely a sense of confidence. I know someone asked that question last week in reference to Saquon, and those are things that you want to feed off of and build off of, but you have to have a diligent approach to it daily. It's not something that's guaranteed, nothing is promised. And so there's a willingness to just be open. And I think for me, I've always remained to be teachable and to be open and be coachable. And so I just want to continue to grow. You know, I've been on a journey, and that journey's still going, and it's all about winning for me and trying to experience that feeling more and more.
Thanks, Al.
Where it really, really stands out for me. Do y'all know that Coach Nick Sirianni has been coaching the Philadelphia Eagles 4 or 5 years or so now, right? Do you know he's had four different offensive coordinators in the last 4 years? 4 different offensive coordinators in the last 4 years. 4 different play callers. And yet Jalen Hurts, working under those conditions, is 43-12 as a starting quarterback, including the postseason over the last 3 years. So what that tells me is that no matter the situation, no matter the circumstances, no matter the adversity, whatever the case may be, he figures it out. And when you have somebody as great as Peyton Manning talking about your football IQ, your intellect, your passion to learn, and to be above the crowd up here, not just in your physical performance, I think that's something that we have to hold on to. Never mind the fact that he's got Saquon Barkley in the backfield, and he's got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Goddard out there to throw the football to. And an offensive line, by the way, that's considered one of the best in the National Football League. But his intellect continues to ascend. And when that happens, and you figure out a way, no matter the circumstances, and when the record has shown that no matter who's there for you to answer to call plays for you, to evolve an offense around you, you adjust to win 78% of your games. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we should be talking about Jalen Hurts in a far more complimentary fashion than we have. I don't think we have, which is why I think underrated applies.
Fair. I think if we were to do a top 10 poll of the best coaches in the NFL, I don't know if Nick Sirianni makes that list. And yet, he is the best coach for that Philadelphia Eagles team and what they need in that city and what they do. I feel the same way about Jalen Hurts. We could rave about him and how cerebral he is. Are you taking Jalen Hurts over Patrick Mahomes? Probably not. Josh Allen? Probably not. You go down the list. Jaden Daniels? Probably not. Justin Herbert, that one was controversial a couple of weeks ago. You might say, look at the postseason. If you're just picking a quarterback who you want under center, you still might go Herbert over Hurts, even with the postseason success and failures. But for the Philadelphia Eagles, that cat is the guy. And for that city, he is the guy. So I can't get up in this overrated, underrated. Do we give him enough respect? Guy was Super Bowl MVP. He saved his best 2 games as a pro for the biggest of stages in front of 300 million people. You're going to get the respect from me. But who are you putting above on that top 10 list? Who are you saying undoubtedly? I mean, Stafford, Daniels, and Herbert were all ranked above him on the top 10 list. I could argue he should be above those guys, but I'm not putting him above Lamar. I'm probably not putting him above Jaden Daniels just for what we're looking at moving forward, who I'm building my team with. And I'm certainly not putting him above Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. So he's a top 10 quarterback. I think we all agree on that. But, Mad Dog, I can't get up in arms over him not being top 5.
No, yeah, I agree. I don't think he's top 5 either. I think the problem with Hurts is he has not been the quarterback of a team. Though 2 years ago he was and they collapsed. And I love Hurts, because we saw what he did at Alabama, sat on the bench for Tua, came in and helped them win that SEC championship, went to Oklahoma. I mean, he's a classy guy. I have no problem with Hurts at all. He's an excellent player, 2 great games in the Super Bowl. Let's face it, he could have been the MVP of both because he had the 1 fumble. But the problem with Hurts is if you're going to evaluate it fairly, I don't know. Allen can win and can carry a team to unexpected heights with not a lot around him. We know Mahomes can do it. Burrow probably can do it. Lamar has won 2 MVPs, and he won one of them without a couple of them without, of course, the running back Derrick Henry. I don't know if you take Barkley away and a couple of those offensive linemen, and you take one of those receivers away, and he is your best player. I don't know if you are going to get to a certain height. I know that Allen, I don't care who you have on Buffalo, they're going to be a Super Bowl contender. We know Mahomes, Super Bowl contender. Daniel's got a chance down the road, Super Bowl contender. Lamar. I don't know if that's the case with Hurts. I think that's what hurts him here.
All right, we'll keep it rolling, guys. Earlier
Here's the deal.
Oh, go ahead, Stephen A. I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
you're good. You're good.
No, I was just gonna say, weeks 5 to 18, the man had 26 touchdowns, just 3 turnovers. The Eagles went 10-1 over an 11-game span. In the postseason, man had 10 touchdowns, 1 turnover, and they obviously went 4-0. I'm fully aware of the fact that the first 4 games of the season, when they were just 2-2, they threw the ball more than they ran the ball. And since that time, they leaned into their running game, and that contributed to their success. But in the end, the question wasn't whether or not he's top 5. It's does he get enough credit? And the answer is people find reasons to take credit away from him when in fact he's earned the right for you to find reasons to give him credit. That's the issue.
Fair. Their offensive line is the best in football. They have the best offensive line coach in football. They have the best running back in football. They've got 2 star wide receivers around him. It's impossible for us to say that they all, don't. That's what's held against him. Fair or unfair, he is a very different situation that he's walking into than some of these other quarterbacks that we consider. And that's not his fault. You can only drive the car,
But Peter,
the keys you're given. I get it.
You've covered the NFL. You've covered the NFL too long to know a quarterback can mess everything up.
You're right.
Can mess everything up.
You're right.
No matter what you have around him. And he doesn't.
No.
He doesn't do it. They've been to 2 of the last 3 Super Bowls. And one would argue if they lost 38-35 to Kansas City a few years back, they said, he would have been the MVP because he balled in the Super Bowl.
He did.
The fact is that a quarterback can really, really mess it up for you. So when he does it, what do we say? We got to give him credit.
Yep.
He's got a little Bart Starr in him. Starr was surrounded by so many great players, and coach almost forgot about him. He's got a little of that going on.
Quickly,
Right.
Peter, MVP year for Jalen Hurts?
I don't see it.
Okay.
And to Cam Newton's point that he's made on his podcast, 2,900 yards, and it's just not what the MVP voters are looking for. They're looking for that sensational, throw it on my back, I'll take us. Burrow, Allen, Lamar, those are your MVP candidates. Unless Jalen Hurts immediately goes, and rips off one of these huge statistical seasons, I don't see the voters, my colleagues, ever giving him that honor in the regular